Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Lolo Moon, and this is your May 17th reading. I apologize for the delay, for not getting on here yesterday. I had a stomach bug, and yeah, anyway, so I needed to take the day off, and I'm over here like, okay, so first I recovered from moving, and then I had like a sinus whatever that was, and that kind of put me out, and then I had a stomach bug. So I was like, okay, obviously for the month of May, Spirit wants me to rest, so I'm sorry I haven't gotten the zodiacs out yet, but it is what it is, honeys. It just is what it is. So let's see what's going on for your message today, my lovelies. Healing is exactly what I have been doing. Oh my gosh, victory. Okay, I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I hope that you are all faring well after that eclipse. Oh my gosh, like, obviously it affects fixed signs the most. So that is Scorpio, Taurus, specifically Scorpio and Taurus, and then also Leo, and Aquarius. Excuse me. And sorry, I had to clear my throat. Okay, so if you would like to know where the eclipse transited your chart, go look at where Scorpio is in your chart. Okay, it's based off of your rising sign. So, to find out where the rulers of the houses are in your natal chart, okay? So, let's go ahead and cut the deck and see what's going on. I hope you're all faring well after that eclipse. It was a doozy. It really was. Scorpio rules death and rebirth, so depending on where it falls in your chart, you could see a death and rebirth. That doesn't mean it has to be a complete ending. It just means that there's some sort of transition that happens. For some, it is a complete ending. So let's see what's going on. You have the Nine of Pentacles. That's good. You have the Sun card. You have the Ten of Pentacles. Ooh. And you have the Chariot card. You also have romance on the bottom of the deck over here. We're going to kind of see how that plays out. What I kind of see here is there's like a recovery. There's a recovery from the eclipse. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, because that healing and the victory. And I feel like the victory here for you is actually really exciting. Like, it's really like, you know, pentacle focus. So again, I would see where that eclipse, like, you know, transits your chart, because it could have to do with finances. You know, the money houses, or the 2nd, 8, the 10th. You can even maybe sometimes consider the 4th house if you're thinking about home. But anyway, so, but mostly it's the 2nd, 8th, and 10th. But anyway, so, the Nine of Pentacles and the Sun card and the Ten of Pentacles and the Chariot. This gives off the energy to me of progression, of, like, you know, feeling stabilized. Like, it looks like you're healing from something. It could be healing from some sort of financial distress. And things are on, you know, the upswing from this point. I'm so sorry. Like, my throat is just like, I have a frog in it today. Anyway, so you seem to be on the upswing, and I feel like you're obviously moving forward in some fashion. This is going to be different for everyone, but I mean, I do feel like there was something that happened that was like, could have been interfering with your finances, something that could have been, you know, like put a delay or a halt, because now there's like this movement, you know, like, you see what I mean? Now there seems to be this movement. And I also wanted to say this. So you have your Mercury Sagittarius North Node dice here, and basically you could be a Mercury in Sagittarius. You could be dealing with a Mercury in Sagittarius. This could also have to do with something that occurred when Mercury was in Sagittarius, or when it will be again. I will say that. You could be a North Node in Sagittarius, but I also often will read these flips. So you could be a South Node in Sagittarius. And then you have 9-9. You could be saying 999 today, so you have 9999 today. Something is accelerating for you in your life, and I feel like it's this sun card is like an opportunity that is being illuminated for you, that's helping you in your acceleration process. However this plays out for you, this could be more clients, more a pay raise. This could be a new job opportunity, because I'm getting a very like a new energy from that sun card. Either way, there's some sort of victory here. Let's go ahead and clarify, loves. Let's clarify. I mean, you're definitely moving on and forward. I mean, this is beautiful energy. And I wanted to say, I lost my train of thought here. 9 is a master number, because like if you use the 369 manifestation method, 9 is a master number. And I use a lot of, I use 9 for manifestation quite a bit. Like multiples of 9. Spirit guides, guardian angels, higher self. What is the 9 of Pentacles about, please? The King of Cups and the Sun card. So some of you literally are manifesting romance with all this 9 energy. The Death, 5 of Wands, and the 3 of Swords is on the bottom of the deck. Very interesting. Let's make sure these are on the camera. Okay. So this is a recovery. This could be a recovery from something that occurred. It could have been a death, like it could be a physical loss of someone in your life. They could have passed on, transitioned to the other side, or they this is in regards to just like a relationship, a situation that closed out. Like it's just not the same, and but I really kind of get the sense that, like, it was very painful. There was some conflict here. There could have also been an aversion of conflict, is what I'm getting from this energy. But there's healing that's happening. I'm also getting the sense that, like, you could be in a position in your life where you're becoming more stabilized. You're more independent. You're more self-assured. You're more self-sufficient. You know what you want. You could have dealt with some emotional ups and downs, and kind of went through a maturation process. Because when I think of the sun, I think about evolution, and you have the sun twice. I think about growth, illumination, enlightenment. So there could be some realizations that you've had, some healing that you needed to do. And I feel like this leads to a victory for a couple of reasons, because it could be leading you to a new romance, or it's rekindling one. Because there was a fallout. There was a fallout with somebody. And it doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, it doesn't have to. It could just be a connection. Like an intimate connection. I mean, I will say that, because not everybody is looking for romance. I mean, I'm sorry to say. But I mean, I definitely feel like there was just a maturation process that happened here. And there's just like this independence, like this a way about you where you're just like, I don't really, like, there's not an attachment to somebody. Like, you don't really need somebody. And that could be abundantly clear to this person. Yeah, the World card. Like, you don't really need this person, and you've kind of stepped into the light. You've moved forward. But I do feel like there's a healing energy with somebody. Tell me what the Sun card is about. The Moon. The Sun and the Moon. Oh, the Empress was trying to pop out, but we'll see. What's the Moon card about? Okay, you have the Chariot, the Knight of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, the Full card. Okay, and then remember the Empress here. That's a lot of energy. Okay, you could be dealing with the Cancer, Taurus, Pisces. You could be Leo. You could be Cancer, Taurus, Pisces, Aries. We also have Aries and Eight of Pentacles. Okay. Anyway, oh, and the Death card, Scorpio. So, obviously, somebody walked away from something here. And I feel like as a result of that, there was an illumination process that happened. And I'm seeing two different types of illuminations. I'm seeing one where one person sort of realized, like, what their boundaries are and what they will and won't accept. Because the Empress, I feel like the Empress very much realizes how much give and take is required for things to really reach a state of abundance. Because if you give too much out of a fear of not getting enough. If you don't give enough, you don't give enough out of a fear of giving too much and then not receiving in return. So when you're in the Empress energy, you very abundantly give and receive, equally. And you're okay with that. You know where your boundaries are, right? And that's where this growth and expansion happened with one person. One person knows their boundaries. The other one, I feel like there's because I do feel like this is a connection. The other person, I feel, had some gremlins to face. I'm just going to say gremlins, because these two figures look like they're kind of fighting at odds, right? Five of Wands over here at odds. And I feel like somebody kind of had to walk away, or just decide like this. There was something about this that either was emotionally distressing or not emotionally serving about this connection. And I feel like somebody had to do what they had to do. You know what I mean? And either way, I feel like what happened is somebody in this connection, which I'm feeling like is not the person that walked away, is realizing the ways in which they block themselves from their own heart space out of a fear of not receiving enough. And there's sort of this liberating energy that's happening here, where I feel like this person is learning how to give and not feel like if I give, that means that I'm going to get hurt. Like, I really do feel like there's a maturation process that's happening here. But it's, like I said, it's for both people. One matured in the way that the boundaries are just, the boundaries are non-negotiable. I don't know why that word was not coming to me. The boundaries are non-negotiable. And the other person is realizing, oh wow, like I keep myself stuck because I swim around in the moon energy, and the moon energy is very much like the subconscious fears. It can be our own like delusions, our own projections onto a situation that really keep us from living a fully abundant life. Truly. So, I mean, sometimes people will stay in this kind of energy as a form of escapism, like escaping like true connection, true intimacy, a vulnerability as a form of self-protection. And in the end, it really only hurts them. It really does. I mean, because the other person will move on and forward. You know, the other person will be like, okay, well, you know, good luck with that. I'm moving on. And sometimes they step into their Empress energy, sometimes they don't. But, I mean, I do feel like, you know, it really, the person who stays stuck in this I'm afraid to give energy, inevitably is the one who gets hurt. Like, that, in the long run, it comes back around and hurts the person who's afraid to give. And that's not like any shame or like any karmic retribution or anything like that, although it can be. It can be karmic retribution. It depends on how much damage is created in this not giving process and taking and taking and taking. But anyway, it's more just like, you know, some people need to go through that to realize, like, I am the one who blocks myself, right? And I just keep getting this maturation energy. Like, both people are maturing. And like I said, this doesn't have to be in a romantic connection. I'm also, this could be friends. Could be family too. I mean, because you have a family card here. But it is, I definitely feel like somebody from your past, because the Six of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. What's the Ten of Pentacles about? Four of Wands and Ten of Pentacles. Okay. And the Eight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. I mean, this could be somebody you had a long-term relationship with, somebody you've known a long time, somebody who was friends with you for a long time, or somebody whom you could have even, I mean, if you didn't know this person a long time, it could be that there's some sort of like soul contract, right? Like you knew each other in a past life. And I know not everybody believes in past lives, but as somebody who can read synastry charts, I don't understand how people don't believe in past lives. I mean, to be really honest with you, but whatever. So the Chariot, what's the Chariot about? That card just flew on the ground. You have the High Priestess on the bottom of the deck. Okay, we have the Lovers card. I hit my head twice trying to get that card. It was a whole mess. So, that's the Wayfarer in this deck, which, you know, it basically signifies like a choice, right? It's not the Lovers in this deck. It talks about a choice. And I feel like what part of what was illuminated in this process, let's go back to the original cards. Part of what was illuminated in this process is the choices. It could have been choices about being single. It could have been choices about, you know, doing things on one's own. Separation, because remember the Three of Swords, a choice to separate, a choice to end things. And sometimes it's, you know, for personal reasons. Sometimes people have to protect their energy, or they just have to protect their mindset, or they need to focus on what they need to do for them. With that Nine of Pentacles, this could be like, you know, you needed to separate from a situation because you needed to prioritize your money. You needed to, you know, like you didn't have any energy to give. And it could have created a conflict. But then I also am seeing like there could be a choice to reunite here, a choice to build, you know, because there's a sense of value right here with this Ten of Pentacles. There's something valuable about a connection. So, okay, let's get you a closing oracle message. I'll just open to action. Oh my gosh, all these cards just dropped out. What's a closing oracle message for my friends today? The masculine. So you could be dealing with the masculine, somebody who needed to step into a more divine masculine kind of energy. What is divine masculine? So in the spiritual community, people attach a lot of the divine feminine and divine masculine energies to things like twin flames and soulmates, and you're not going to get a lot of that from me. I'm just going to be really honest with you. I've known about twin flames since 2008, I think, and I have a lot of experience with that kind of energy, and I feel like it's actually more pertinent to discuss the divine masculine and the divine feminine in the sense that we all have it. We all have divine masculine and feminine energies in us. And what they are is that they are the purest form of those energies that are independent from the patriarchy and the devil-like influences that restrict us from our truest and most authentic versions of ourselves, which is to be completely open and honest, to be completely intimate with each other, to be completely ridden of fear, to allow ourselves to trust and have faith in connections, in the divine, in things working out for us, which we don't really fully get to express, or we're not taught to express due to the restrictive ways that we are indoctrinated in our world to believe that we need to be a certain set of ways. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And that's okay. But basically, it's just that, like, you know, we become so far detached from the purest form of our divine masculine and divine feminine energies that we don't fully get to embrace what it means to be openly authentic. And when the masculine is suppressed, the masculine is afraid of feelings, afraid of vulnerability, afraid of giving. And if I give too much, or if I give in an emotional way, if I give quality time, if I give myself to somebody, then that means that I'm going to get hurt. And so because they believe that they're going to get hurt and that they're going to lose their power, they close off, and they can be, you know, they can become very obsessed with their money and their physical appearance and the things that they have, right? Materialism, right? And that is how the system that we live in was born. And but because of the fact that you have the masculine here showing up in the divine form, I feel like there's a recognition of, oh crap, like the way that I've been living my life is not okay. Like I've been so focused on my pentacles that I've been so focused on the materialism that I forgot what it means, or I was so far removed from what it means to truly be to truly be intimate with somebody, to truly allow somebody to see me and for me to see them. And look, this is at the bottom of the deck. It says acceptance. But I mean, I'm looking at all these white doves. I'm looking at these two people, you know, reaching out to hold each other's hand. It's like there is this joining of forces. This is this realization of accepting themselves as they are. Because if, you know, the more we accept ourselves as we are, the more we are able to operate out of a healed way. We're healing and unlearning all the things that we've been taught in our society from the day that we've been born. And it helps us to not only accept ourselves for all of the ways that we behaved out of this system of thinking, out of this, you know, out of this way of operating that we were taught to. We accept that, and we realize that that's not our truest form of ourselves, and it enables us to really reconnect and heal and move from a heart space. And that's definitely what I'm seeing here. But you also have boundaries underneath that. And I definitely feel like somebody in this connection is like, yeah, that's all fine and great and whatever, but show me. Show me. You know, like, I'm glad that you're healing. I'm glad that you're waking up. I'm glad that you're seeing things. I'm glad that you're stepping more into your divine energy. I'm glad. But show me, because, I mean, I feel like there could have been a lot of chances that were given, you know, and it's okay to operate out of a show me attitude. Not that people need to prove their worth to you, but that people need to show you why you should give any more attention to them. And I'm not saying that this is like from the get-go. I'm saying that this is more like if you dealt with somebody where there wasn't a lot of equality, and you were over giving because you were over giving from a lack, like feeling like I have to give and give and give and give, and that's the only way I'm going to receive. That's just as equally lack mindset as not giving enough out of a fear of somebody not giving back. Okay. So if you were giving and giving and giving and then they didn't give back, then, you know, you eventually do have to set appropriate boundaries and say, okay, well, you know, I can love and accept you as you are, and I know that you were obviously asleep. But I still am going to hold my boundaries, and you can show me why I would why I would allow access to me, you know? And you may need to do that, you know, because we can forgive people and still not allow them to have access to us. So I do want to say that. So that's what you have today, my friends. I don't know. I want to give you one more card. One more card for my collective. Creation. See, the creation card for me is how can we do, it's co-creation, right, for me. And it's like, how can we rebuild together? You know, how can we join forces? There's two figures here. How can we join forces and create something beautiful? That's the Empress energy, right? So that's what I have for you today, my friends. I hope you have a beautiful day. I am booked for sessions this week, but you can, but if you want a personal session with me, you can book down in the caption box below, only on my schedule, or I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you on DM. That is not me. Please be sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate all of your support on my channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.